Let's get into some things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be as bad, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. It means that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up? Ooh, Lord. What's up, you guys? Happy Monday. I hope everybody... today is Tuesday. I forgot because I didn't go to work yesterday. It was Monday for me. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Listen, we have a lot to get into, but make sure that you are getting your Black Girl vitamins. Oh, it is the first of the month. Thank you, Cross Country Cruiser. See, Cross Country Cruiser keeping me honest. Hold on, y'all. I gotta give some memberships. We gotta give some memberships. Cross Country Cruiser is keeping me honest. But before I get to that though, please make sure you guys are getting your Black Girl vitamins using your discount code ReallyBTV for 20% off of your first order. Okay. And listen, they have a little bit of everything, child. They have stuff for the menopause. They have stuff for PCOS. They have, CMOS, iron pills, B12, D3, child, whatever your doctor tell you need right about now, they have it. Okay. So make sure you guys get on over there. So shout out to everybody. Hey, I see them eyes in the chat. Let me take care of the business of the first of the month. You know, we over here. If you are new to Really Be TV, then what you don't know is that on the first of the month, honey, we gift memberships over here. I gift memberships at the beginning of the month. So I know not everybody that is a subscriber can always, either in the position or willing to, right? Because some people, you in the position, but maybe you just don't want to. You like, why I need to get a membership? What I'm gonna get for this membership? So, I do gift. Oh, I'm sorry. I do give memberships on the first of the month. So let me go on in here. Let me gift this membership, honey. Let me gift this membership. And then I'll find out. And if you just got a membership from Cross Country Cruiser, please make sure you thank her in the chat. Please make sure Cross Country Cruiser. I was telling Cruiser, my friend Miss Cruiser, that when you first started coming down in my chat, I thought y'all were the same person. I thought y'all were the same person. So let me give these memberships. Hold on. So congratulations to Rock Chick, Universal Soul Goddess, Miss Pretty Amazing, and Lisa W. Causes and Cans with Daniel Cunningham. Congratulations to the 5 of you guys for being gifted a membership. And again, make sure you guys are going under your settings and that you have your gifting memberships available. That's how you can receive a gifted membership. Now, some people choose to turn it off. But if you want to be gifted a membership, I know some people be like, it seems like it's always the same people. It's a random draw. I don't control who gets picked. Miss Cross Country Cruiser doesn't control, but you can't win if you ain't in the game. Okay. So you have to make sure that your settings are turned on so that you can get, be gifted membership. So let me, I'm taking care of that now. And then we're going to go ahead and get into the things we need to talk about today. We are about 30 minutes, or actually, I think we're less than 30 minutes away from Cory Booker breaking the filibuster record. Cruiser, now look, Cruiser was gifted a membership. Diva 888, was gifted a membership. Symmetry, thank you. Symmetry gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, my love. So Kiki H, The Real Tashi, and Brooklyn Rose, they were all gifted memberships. Symmetry, Brooklyn Rose, Lovely Soul got one from me. Brooklyn Rose, Dr. Shantae, The Sims Overdose, Zakaya, And say what now? They were all gifted memberships by Symmetry. Thank you, Symmetry. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Now, Cruiser, now that you are a member for 30 days, you can dig around in the archives and you might find some of them videos I told you I put on members only, honey. You might dig around in them archives and find some of them videos that I told you was in members only now. All right, you guys. So as you guys know, we are getting on the ship. Okay. We are getting on the ship. Again, I'm not going to spend a lot of time. Friday is the last day to get these prices. Okay. At this point, I know some of you have reached out to me. Some of you, we've had conversations. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we've been talking about this for weeks. But with that being said, you guys, we're going on the ship February the 6th through the 9th of 2026. It is the weekend of the Super Bowl. We're leaving out of Orlando, Port Canaveral, and we will be going to the Bahamas and Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Will be on the Utopia of the Seas, which is, I think, the second to largest cruise ship under Royal Caribbean. Those are our prices. Listen, we still have a few rooms available because y'all been coming through. Y'all been showing up and showing out. We originally only got 10 rooms and we had to add rooms. I think we're up to 12 rooms now, 11 or 12 rooms now. So listen, y'all been showing up and showing out. If you are still interested in going on a cruise, there is the 1-800 number. You need to call group sales. Make sure you give them the group ID. If not, you will not be a part of our group. Okay. And some people say, well, what's the big deal about being a part of the group? Well, the biggest thing is you won't be able to eat with us. Okay. You won't be able to eat with us every night in the dining room. And if there are any special perks that we earn as a result of booking the rooms that we book, you won't be included in that. And so some people might say that's not a big deal. Okay. No problem. We'll see you on the ship. Listen, I ain't going to not speak to you because you ain't booked through me. Okay. We'll see you on the ship. We will see you on the ship. With that being said, something I was going to say. Hold on, y'all. Why is my layout looking like this? I'm sorry. My layout looks funny. Oh, I know why. Because of the background. Okay. It's got a weird background. Okay. So there you go. Friday is the last day for these prices, you guys. Listen, you can still book until the ship is full. I just can't guarantee these prices after Friday. And please know that the prices have gone up. Yesterday's prices are not today's prices. All right. We are also going to the Louisville Book Festival in October, you guys. It is the weekend of October the 10th through the 12th. We'll be in Louisville, Kentucky. We will be going to a couple of distilleries and we will be going to the Louisville Book Festival. There is a souvenir package that I put together. It includes a t-shirt. It includes your price into 2 of the distilleries, transportation to the book fair, and some swag from the book fair. So you will walk away with a souvenir from the book fair, a t-shirt. You'll walk away with your memories of getting drunk at 2 different distilleries, and your transportation to the book fair will be covered. We will be in walking distance of the distilleries, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll be in walking distance of the distilleries. Okay. Again, if y'all want more information, hit me up on Instagram or send me an email because I just don't want to spend too much time. We've been talking about it, and I know people who ain't going are sick of hearing about it. They're like, look, we not going. We don't want to keep hearing about you talking about this trip we ain't going on. So anyway, all right. With that being said, let me get to this chat, y'all. I haven't been looking at the chat. What up, Mims? Not luckily, I participated in when a date would really be. Well, Mims, you've actually been on a date with me twice, so. And I'm not a cheap date. If I wasn't already going to see The Wiz in Louisville in August, I would join. Oh, okay. I think I'm going to. I said I wasn't going to do nothing for spring break. Y'all know I can't sit my ass still. I think I might go up to New York and go see a Broadway show. I think I may go to New York and see a Broadway show. Anyway, that's not what you said. Read it again. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. What did you say? Hold on. And one lucky participant will win. Oh, You said and one lucky. Oh, okay. You were lucky to go on a date with me. You still lucky. Moving right along. Yeah, one lucky participant. Mims is gonna sponsor you now. All right, you guys, we got some things to get into today. So let's get into it, honey. Let's get into it. All right. Somebody keep us on Cory Booker watch because I know he is less than an hour. He will break the record before we get off of here today. And when I logged on, he was still going strong, honey. So he is definitely gonna break the record. So somebody just keep me posted. All right, you guys. Well, in some shocking but not so shocking news, it is being reported that Candace Dillard Bassett will be returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac for next season. I know she said she wanted to take at least one more season off, but it looks like, I guess when they got sitting down and started going over the numbers, I guess the numbers was numbering, okay? The numbers were numbering, and Candace will be back next season. I am so excited because even though y'all know I wasn't always the biggest Candace fan. Thank you, 10 minutes. I wasn't always the biggest Candace fan, but I definitely think she brings something to the show. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing her storyline with her, with the new baby and what's going on with Chris and all of that. So there we go with that. All right. So I will keep you posted. Last week, y'all, we had a serious conversation last week about all the things that were going on with Cardi B and with Offset. And I told you guys I didn't take any of what was going on seriously. I mean, I took it seriously. I did not take it as a joke. But maybe it seems like some of Cardi's erratic behavior. Hey, Larger Cars, what's up, boo? Maybe some of Cardi's behavior last week might have something to do with the fact that, y'all, Cardi is pregnant again. Now, she ain't say it was Offset's. It might be Stephon Diggs. It might be the chauffeurs. I don't know. But, baby, it is being reported that Cardi B is pregnant with her fourth child. Okay? I'll keep y'all posted on that. That could be a joke, honey. That could be a joke, but I'll keep y'all posted on that. Okay? All right. Let's keep going. Fertile Myrtle. Right. Fertile Myrtle. Let's keep going. Okay. Rihanna said she's sick of y'all. Rihanna said that she is tired of y'all asking about this album. Where's Xavier? Xavier always talking about he just ready for Rihanna to come out with this new album. And Rihanna said that she is sick of y'all. So what Rihanna agreed to do is she has one more album that she has to put out under this, whatever her last deal was. Rihanna has agreed to produce this new, or, put this new album out, I guess, in between babies and getting married, child. Because, it's reported that her and they trying to get married and they talking about another baby. Okay. Bro, Rihanna said, y'all gonna take this good album. That y'all gonna take this good album. And she's decided that she is going to do a tribute album to Whitney Houston. So her final album before she retires is going to be a tribute album to Whitney Houston. I'm excited to see Rihanna try to hit them notes. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on. I'll be right back. Give me a second. April Fool's, child, what? None of that shit true. Child, what? None of that shit true, child. April Fools. Let's get to the real story, child. Y'all know what none of that shit true. The Informed was the first one. I was trying to keep a straight face because The Informed said in the chat, is this April Fool's? Child, I was trying to keep a straight face. Look, I had had made like a sign and everything to put up there. I had forgot to put the sign up there because I couldn't keep a straight face. Damn it. I knew that last story, y'all would be like, what? I knew the last story would get y'all. The first story was believable. The second story, but the third story, I knew y'all was going to be like, now, come on now. Rihanna. Okay. Okay. April Fools. So look, y'all know what's going to happen. Y'all know people are going to come in late or they're going to catch the replay and be like, what? And they're not going to watch it all the way through. See, this is going to get the people that don't watch the whole thing. They just watch the first few minutes and then they click off. Okay. Brandon said, I was searching for news on Candace. You thought the Cardi one was true? That's why I said the first two were believable. It was that third one that I think everybody was like, what? All right, y'all. We got 10 minutes. Well, actually, we got less than 10 minutes now. Don, please feel better. I didn't want to put your business out, but it seems like people do know. And I'm not sponsoring nobody. If nobody's really be packaged. Now, that part was true. No, he ain't sponsoring nothing. You broke character on the front. That's because The Informed, when he dropped in the chat, he was the first person to say, I shouldn't have looked at the chat, is what I should have done. I shouldn't have looked at the chat. Because he was the first person to say, this is an April Fool's joke. And I started smiling. I shouldn't have looked at the chat. That's what I should have done. But The Informed was the first. Larger curves, girl. This is the same lipstick I've been wearing. This right, Cultured by Juvia's Place. You know what it is? It's usually right here and that's why I've been wearing this for the last couple of weeks. But it's the gloss from the Juvia's Place Berries collection. And listen, y'all, if y'all shop Juvia's Place, click that link. Shop off of my YouTube channel, honey, and so I can get a little commission off of that. I chose some of the lip gloss and the lipstick since I love my Juvia's Place so much, honey. Yes. Okay, larger curls. We're gonna be talking about your girl. Dr. Heavenly came down here and dropped some receipts on y'all. Okay. So let's get into some of these things, child. And I fuck around and find out moment. Target is still losing money, y'all. Target is still losing money. They said that for the 8th week straight, they are showing a loss. Oh, and also Dr. Heavenly will be on Spilly Boy TV April the 3rd, which is Thursday. She will be over there with James Caldwell, aka Spilly Boy TV. You know they'll be talking all things Married to Medicine. And listen, I haven't talked to James, so I'm not speaking for James. However, I know that James does ask the hard questions. This is the 3rd time that Dr. Heavenly has been over there. So he may or may not bring up the question about what Dr. Heavenly put her foot in her mouth a couple of weeks ago. Okay. So, yeah. So we're going to be over there on Thursday to check it out. Is it tomorrow? I thought he said April the 3rd. It's April the 2nd. Okay, y'all are saying tomorrow. My bad. I must have saw the wrong date. Okay, so it's tomorrow. My bad, y'all. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow. Sorry about that, y'all. CBS, what? What? Okay, sorry, y'all. So it's tomorrow. My bad. Booker has 1 more minute. His page said 4:20. Okay, I thought it was, y'all, my bad, y'all. I thought it was the 3rd. So it's tomorrow at 6:30. Tomorrow, 6:30. So make sure y'all check Dr. Heavenly out. I'm sure they will be discussing all things reunion. Okay? All right. But yeah, so that's F around and find out moment. Target had, for the 8th week straight, Target is losing month. They said foot traffic is down and their stock is still down. It's still below where it was at the beginning of the year. And, they really they don't know how to right the ship. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to right the ship. We know how to right the ship. Bring back your DEI. Bring back your minority, bring back your your programs for minority business owners. Like, we know how to right the ship. Like, it ain't hard to get people back in the stores. Because listen, we're ready to go back to Target. Let's be clear. It ain't gonna be hard. But again, the other thing, here's what people have to understand as well. And when I say this, Target almost got you today with the detergent, buy two, get one free. Well, that's why they doing all of that stuff, because they trying to get us. I pay no attention. I try not to pay attention because I know they had a lot of deals going on. Hey, Tamil. So here's the thing, and I said this to you guys before, and this kind of goes into the Cory Booker piece of it. Somebody earlier today, I was streaming. We were having a little bit of a watch party for about an hour and a half earlier today. And one of the people were like, okay, so what is the purpose of this, right? It is a form of protest. A filibuster is a form of protest, just like a boycott, just like a march is, right? A filibuster does not mean that the Republicans are all of a sudden going to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing this to the country. Let's do better. No, that's not what that means. But what it does mean is that there is some sort of resistance, because what Cory Booker was able to do today was he was able to pretty much halt business as usual on Capitol Hill today. Now, that does not mean that tomorrow, whatever was going to happen to today wouldn't happen. We get that. Like, it probably absolutely would have happened. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. I should have been streaming it. That's what I should have been doing. But we know that it's probably pretty much going to be the business as usual. We get that. But it is a form of protest. It is a form of protest to say, listen, we understand that this is not okay. And we're going to let you know that this is not okay. Do you think that Cory did this to mark himself as a potential future leader and eventual candidate? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But that also doesn't mean that it wasn't needed. You know what I mean? But yeah, we know that Cory Booker has played with the idea of running for president. So do I think that there was a motive? Yeah, I mean, it's politics. But I also hold on. I wonder how much longer he's going to speak, though, now that he's broken the record. Hold on, let me. Oh, he's getting ready to wrap it up now. Okay, hold on. Let's look at a minute or two of it, y'all. Let's just look at a minute or two of it. Thank you, J Diva Sanders. Thank you. All right, let's look at a few minutes of it. The last few minutes. Hold on. Because it sounds like he said he's getting ready to wrap it up. So let's just look at the last few minutes when he actually broke the record. Let's look at when he actually broke the record.
I'm different. What you got in mind? And I said, well, John Lewis, I got this phone. It's very powerful. Let's do a Facebook Live. And so I open it up, Facebook Live. We meet in between.
Oh. Y'all can't hear it? Wait a minute, y'all can't hear it? Okay, hold on.
I say, hey, I got this great idea. Why don't we go to Jimmy Carter to watch him teach Sunday school?
Can y'all hear it
So
now?
I have the singular
All right, I
greatest
thought
road
I could
trip.
hear it. My bad.
I
Can y'all
fly
hear it
into
now?
Atlanta, we get into a car, and we drive all those hours to Plains, Georgia. Indeed, people were waiting outside, but it's John Lewis.
Okay. It keeps
Come on
buffering.
in. We sit in the front row. I must be in the front row. And we sit down. And then this marvelous, incredible moment comes. Somebody comes and says, Congressman Lewis, Senator Booker, the president, First Lady would love to see you beforehand. It's my first time meeting President Jimmy Carter. But I'm sort of on the sidelines. These two men are hugging each other. He and the First Lady. And then two of them whisper for a second, and Jimmy Carter walks over to me and says, I hear you're thinking about running for president of the United States. And he does something incredible. He says, I think you should run, but only if you run, and he pokes my heart, only if you run from here. The last time of the powerful moments I've had in my life with that man, that so many of us have had these powerful moments, the last time happened because of a man named Michael Collins. I know there are people in this room that got the same phone call I got, that it won't be long now, that John Lewis is going to pass very soon. He can't speak, but I know he would want you to have your moment to say goodbye to him. And what do I do? What do I do? Say goodbye to a man that's a legend in my life, a legend in our nation. What do you do to say goodbye to him? I wasn't prepared. I can't say I said anything eloquent. Michael Collins, God bless you, man. You put the phone by his ear and you just gave me my time to have a conversation with the man that would soon die, the man that changed my life, that helped my family get into a neighborhood that loved me and cherished me. God loved Harrington Park. The man who stood in for my father when heaven brought him home. The man that showed me on the steps of this Capitol how powerful the people are. It wasn't about him, it was about them. The man that brought me to see the president, who flattered every senator's ego, tell them what they want to hear, run for president. And so I said everything I could, but the last thing I said I remember very well. I said, I love you. I said, I love you. John, I know you're going to be in heaven looking down on us. And I promise you, John Lewis, that I will do everything possible, that we'll do everything possible to make you proud.
I'm just letting it play for a few minutes. This is when he broke the record, so
Civil rights generation is starting to be called home. We in the city have lost a lot of greats. And I can't remember forget the promise I made to John Lewis, with all that he gave me, with all that he gave his country, that I said we would make him proud. And so this is one of those moments that John Lewis, he would not be sitting still. He would be calling me up and say, you still got that Facebook thing? I go, no, I don't really use Facebook anymore. Well, there's a thing called TikTok, or I don't know what John Lewis would say right now. I know what he said in 2017, but I'll be honest with you, I don't know what he would say. But John Lewis would say something. He would do something. He wouldn't treat this moral moment like it was normal. John Lewis knew what King said, that what we have to repent for, all of us here will have to repent for, is not just the vitriolic words and violent actions of so-called bad people. What we will have to repent for in our day and age is the appalling silence and the inaction of good people. This is our moral moment. This is when the most precious ideas of our country are being tested, where the Constitution, and the question is being called, where does the Constitution live? On paper or in our hearts? This is the moment. Generations get them. We're on a crossroads here, folks. Healthcare is on the balance. Veterans are on the balance. Priorities are on the balance. Where's our priorities, America? More tax cuts disproportionately going to the wealthy? Greater budget deficits in the trillions and trillions of dollars? Or are we going to do something different like John Lewis would call us to do? He would call us to get into good trouble, necessary trouble, save the soul of America. But you all know, John, don't hate each other. Don't let anybody pull you so low as to hate them. I said this about the presiding elder. Different parties, but he showed me an act of kindness during this speech. He and I have talked about energy policy. He has an amazing partner with him. Don't hate anybody.
Okay, y'all, I'm gonna stop it now. I just wanted y'all to see a few minutes of it, and this is right. I was trying to get to when he actually broke
Martin
the
Luther
record.
King, Fred Shuttlesworth,
but I went back farther than
Dorothea
I thought I
Cotton,
did.
James Bevel. Did they bring bigger dogs and bigger fire hoses to match James?
Sorry, y'all. I was trying to get to when he actually broke the record, and of course now.
You all know the story, my colleagues, of when the man that
for over 24 hours, you are missing some.
Okay, so I just wanted y'all to see that he did actually. Good Trouble was my nickname in college. I bet it was. I bet it was. So listen, you guys, again, earlier today, somebody asked me, and again, it was a good question. I thought it was a very good question. They asked me why, what is the purpose of this? What is the big deal? And like I was saying before, it is a form of protest. So just like the Target boycott, it is a form of protest. And understand something, you guys. Why is my screen so... y'all, what the hell? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me a second. My screen is acting stupid. Okay. Yeah, me and this computer. Okay. And like I was saying earlier to that person, it is just a form of protest. So again, when people, history has a way of writing things in a way that just for the longest filibuster. People have a way of writing history in a way that romanticizes it and takes away the human side of it. The Montgomery bus boycott lasted for over a year. Which means that for over a year, people walked to work, people walked to school, people walked to church, people walked to the store to get bread, butter, sugar, whatever the situation was. If there was no Uber back then, most taxi cabs wouldn't take Black people unless it was a Black-owned taxi cab. So people had to organize their own ride shares, their own carpools. People walked miles and miles and miles to work every day for over a year. And the buses stayed empty, okay? I ain't saying that not one Black person crossed the line and rode the bus. I ain't saying that. But what I am saying is the majority did not. And at the end of that time period, please understand, white folk didn't say, oh, okay, let them ride the front of the bus. No, Black people in Montgomery, Alabama boycotted the bus company. They actually sued Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and the NAACP because they said see, There's nothing new. See, I'm going in a whole different direction tonight. There's nothing new under the sun. When y'all hear Donald Trump and Elon Musk talking about, oh, that's criminal, they're boycotting us, that's criminal. They didn't invent that. People are like, oh my gosh, how dare Elon Musk say that it's against the law to boycott his company? They're not the first ones to say it. The bus company in Montgomery, Alabama said the same thing. And they actually sued Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks and the NAACP in Atlanta. In Montgomery. They actually sued them and said, how dare they boycott us? They can't do that. They organized this boycott. They're not allowed to tell people not to ride the bus. Yes, they are. So again, when y'all hear these things, it's not new. It's not new. So I know it's easy for us to be like, oh my gosh, Donald Trump said it's illegal to boycott. Yeah, he said it and it's crazy, but it was crazy in 1958 when they said it too. You know what I'm saying? It ain't new. But we, and I told y'all this weeks ago, we, and myself included, we have to be inconvenienced because yes, it's very easy for the people of Montgomery, Alabama to get on the bus to do what they had to do every day. And I'm sure it inconvenienced the hell out of them to walk or to ask for a ride or to get rides from their neighbors. I'm sure it did all of those things. But at the end of the day, understand, nobody woke up and said, okay, I guess we better just go and let them eat at the lunch counter. No, we were bankrupting those businesses. We were putting financial pressure on those businesses. Bull O'Connor literally put fire hoses on children that were so powerful that it would tear the bark off of a tree. He literally had dogs attacking children because they dare protest segregation. Do y'all really think that Bull Connor woke up one day and said, all right, I changed my mind? Okay. No. Those pictures of him sicking dogs on children went worldwide. Those pictures appalled the rest of the world and embarrassed the United States to the point where John F. Kennedy called down to Birmingham, Alabama and said, all right, y'all got to stop that shit. John F. Kennedy had to address the nation about what was going on in Birmingham, Alabama. So again, when people say, and to the person who asked this question, I'm not talking about them. I don't want them to be offended by this. I'm talking about everybody that's like, what's the big deal about not voting next? About not shopping at Target? What's the big deal about this? Well, I can't afford to do that. Well, I can't. This is why. This is why it's important, because Target isn't going to voluntarily change. And I'm going to tell you another reason why Target isn't going to voluntarily change until there's enough financial pressure, because the president and his people are putting just as much pressure on businesses to not bring their DE, and I put that in air quotes because the bullshit really ain't DEI, but bring these DEI policies back. Perfect example, and then I'm going to stop and we're going to get to some other stuff. Perfect example is what's going on with Disney right now. Disney donated to Trump a lot of money, donated to his campaign, donated a lot of money. The shareholders of Walt Disney decided that they were not going to get rid of their DEI policies and they were going to keep the policies that they had. And guess what? Last week it was announced that Disney is now under investigation by the Department of Justice. I don't know what the fuck they're investigating, but they're under investigation. Why? Because they wouldn't get rid of their DEI policies. Anyway, moving right along, child. Moving right along. I went to the Birmingham Museum at the park with the kids. Yeah, I went. And it is a really good museum. It's a really good one. Well, technically, we're going to be transparent. Target really only pulled back Black products because if they pull back everybody's products underneath that category, they wouldn't be open. Facts, R&D for facts. Here's the reality. Like I said, DEI ain't really this. What they're calling DEI, We know it ain't what DEI is. We know it's all racist and it's all about black people. We know that. We know that. The problem was the other people didn't know, and now they're being affected by the DEI rollback policies because they didn't know what DEI was, because they thought DEI meant black people and brown people. They didn't know that DEI meant vets, that DEI meant disabled people, that DEI meant women, that DEI. They didn't know that DEI meant all of that. No, we're not. Why would we boycott Disney? What did I say made you think we was boycott? Why we boycott? I ain't boycotting Disney. Hell, I just bought a plane ticket. I'm going to Disney in June. I'm not Disney is keeping their DEI policies. Why would we boycott Disney? I'm confused, Melly. Tell me why just tell me, baby. I did. I went to the 16th Street Baptist Church. I went to the museum. I was in the park. Walked through the park. Yeah, I did all of that when I went to Birmingham. I went to Birmingham. I actually went to Birmingham on the fluke, honestly. My cousin, because they donated to Trump. Listen, I know a lot of people was like, we're gonna boycott everybody that donated to Trump. Can I tell y'all something about politics? Can I did say they donated to Trump, but I also said they're keeping their DEI. Okay, can I tell y'all a secret? Most of the time, these big companies, they donate to both sides. They hedge their bets. I would be willing to bet that if we looked at the Democratic donors, I'll be willing to bet that Disney donated money to Kamala Harris too. Most of the time, they donate. These big companies, they hedge their bets. They donate to both sides. I think that, I think that we, and I'll include myself as well, I think that we get really caught up in, they donated to Trump. They donated to Trump. But if we pull the donor list for Kamala Harris, I bet you we will find a lot of those same companies donated to Kamala Harris. Now, they may donate more money to one over the other, but I'd be willing to bet they donated, Walt Disney was racist, so there's that. A whole lot of people was racist, child. Listen. Again, I'm gonna tell y'all the same thing and I'm not saying this to Janae, I'm saying in general. I tell this to a lot of my students. To my students, we can't use a 2025 mirror to look at history. We just can't. Because if we use a 2025 mirror to look at history, we will be disappointed by everybody. Yeah, exactly, Candace. A lot of them go through a pack. That's true. But I'd be willing to bet if we pulled those lists, it'd be the same damn companies on both sides. Now, again, they may give more to one over the other. But generally speaking, again, I ain't saying 100%. Yeah, I mean, the reality is, if we've been watching by now, why get upset when the founder was racist from jump? If we've been watching by now. Is that a typo? Because I don't understand what you're saying. Why get upset when the founder was racist from jump? I don't understand what you're saying, Janae. And what I mean by that is this, you guys. Listen, I teach U.S. history. I mean, half the people that signed the Declaration of Independence owned slaves. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, Henry Ford was racist, but he did great things. Henry Ford did great things for Black people, and he helped expand the Black middle class, but he was racist. So it's like, we got to kind of put things in perspective. To be fair, Henry Ford hated the Jews more than he hated Black people, but still, he was still racist. Coco Chanel, she was a Nazi spy. People still wearing Chanel bags. I mean, we just have to put it in perspective. And that doesn't mean that we can't be critical of these people, because right was right and wrong was wrong. But we also have to understand that those were the times, and that was what it was. And again, I'm not saying that makes it okay, and I'm not saying, but I ain't saying go out here and boycott Ford. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't saying go out and boycott Ford. So that's all. That's all I'm saying. Put it in perspective. That's all. Anyway, y'all. Anyway, Chad. Why y'all had me going all left and stuff today? Cory Booker done made me go left. We've been watching the whole time. No need to get mad now because they donated to Trump when Walt Disney was a racist. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. But again, I think a lot of people just don't know. A lot of people don't know these histories. I mean, Dr. Seuss was racist. Like, a lot of people don't know the history. But people still buy Dr. Seuss books for their kids. You know? No, I appreciate it, Janae. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, y'all. Yeah. And the Declaration of Independence was about separating from England. Had nothing to do with people of color. So there's that. I mean... Okay. I was just, okay. Hopefully President Orange won't figure out how to run for a third term. Listen. I told y'all a couple of months ago, I'm going to stop saying what can't happen. Because clearly, he's allowed to do whatever he wants to do. So I'm going to stop saying what he can't do. But legally he can't do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really say what he can't do, but legally he can't do it. But like I said, I'm gonna stop saying what that man can't do because half the shit he doing right now he can't do. In other words, as you said, a 2025 mirror. Yeah, I mean, I get it that the Declaration of Independence was about separating from England. I'm just saying, when we start talking about our founding fathers, I was just making a statement in general about the founding fathers. That's all. Yeah. But anyway, everything he said Obama couldn't do, he's doing. Child. You'd have to redo the entirety of high school and middle school curriculum to find authors who weren't racist. Now that's valid. That's very valid. I mean, that's just like when we talk about, what's her name? The lady, the woman. Oh, shoot. I keep wanting to say Sandra Day O'Connor, and I don't know why I can't get Sandra Day O'Connor name out my mouth because I know who I'm trying to say is not Sandra Day O'Connor. I don't know why her name keeps coming in my mind. No, not J.K. Rowling. The lady that got the silver dollar. What's her name, y'all? No, not Amy. No, the lady. Y'all gotta go back further. The women's suffrage lady, Susan B. Anthony. Thank you. Susan B. Anthony was racist as hell, but she did a lot of things for white women. You know, she did a lot of great things for white women. And she was racist as hell, though. She did not think that black women were supposed to get the right to vote. She didn't want white women getting the right to vote. Oh, thank you, Nubian. Thank you, Chad. Thank you. Y'all can tell I love history because I just be going down the road, child. I just be walking on down that road. Let me get on back up the road. Child. Shut up, Cajun. Tell us about Grandma Moses. Shut up, Cajun. All right. Child, I don't even want to start talking about this mess now. We've been having such a good conversation about history. Child, I don't care about none of this now today. I don't care about none of this stuff today. You need a video discussing history. Well, I tell y'all what, y'all email me what y'all want me to talk about. Cruiser said, I'm still upset about doctors. Cruiser, did I just mess up your day? Did I just ruin your day? Baby, did I just ruin your day? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can hear Cruiser now. I'm still thinking about Dr. Seuss. Y'all say a review of history. Do y'all know how broad of a topic that is? That's a broad topic. Just to be like, let's talk about history. What about history? That's such a broad topic, y'all. If Trump figures out how to run for a third term, then it's Obama 2028 in full effect. Child, he ain't coming back. I really hate to be the one to tell y'all he's not coming back. Although I think he should pretend just to scare the hell out of Trump. Because I think that would scare the hell out of Trump. Really be you got to start your book club back up. I'm listening to the Queen of Sugar Hill about Hattie McDaniels. And so, that's on my list. I have not listened to it yet, but that is on my list. You know what book I'm going to listen to next? Here's one for y'all. This ain't Black history. This white people history, but this still might throw y'all off. Some of y'all know this. Some of y'all might not. The next book on my list, because I was talking to my AP students about this. Child, I'm going to have to change the whole title of this video. Y'all got me way off today. But my students today, we were talking about the New Deal. So we were talking about Franklin Roosevelt and Eleanor Roosevelt. And I was telling my students about Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt. Do y'all know about Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt? Put a yes in the chat if you do. Put a no in the chat if you don't know what I'm talking about, other than the fact that they were the president and the first lady. But do y'all know the scandal? Let me just put it down. Do y'all know the scandal behind Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt? So okay, I see yes. Okay, because if y'all know, ain't no need me telling y'all. Ain't no need me telling y'all. Okay, I see a no. I see 3 yeses. I see yes. Okay, so y'all know all about. Okay, so the book, calling out people who have not reached out while she says she is actually done because, child, let me be honest, and I don't wish no ill will on nobody, Mims, but I could care less about Teddy Mellencamp. I really don't. I didn't care about her when she was on Beverly Hills. I hope she recovers well, but I don't give a damn. But the next book I'm going to read, I think it's called Intimate Letters. I think it's something like called Intimate Letters or something. It's in my queue for my Audible. Okay, so let me just tell y'all, because some know, some don't know. First of all, Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt were actually cousins. They were like second cousins. Yeah, I teach AP. They were actually like second cousins. Okay, so that's first of all. Second of all, Franklin Roosevelt was a ho-ho. When he died, he was actually with his mistress when he died. Eleanor Roosevelt was nowhere to be found. And they actually got in touch with her first. And she had to call, and that's when she knew he had, but the fact that he was with his mistress when he died, they had to call her and had to keep it all like undercover, hush, hush. But come to find out, Eleanor Roosevelt might not have really gave too much of a damn, because her best friend, come to find out, it is widely believed that it was her lover and that Eleanor Roosevelt was really a lesbian. And there's a book that was released of her letters between her and her best friend. And they don't come right out in the letters and be like, so when I see you, I'm a, boom, 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 boom. But it was very, 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 very well known. Like, it was very much implied. But I want to read the letters. So I'm probably, that's on my list of books I'm going to read. Were her and Mary McLeod Bethune lesbian? That's a good question. Now, I don't know. Now, they were very close friends. Her and Mary McLeod Bethune were very good friends. They was good friends. Anyway, child, let me stop. Y'all got me cutting up in here. Hey, what's up, Spilly boy? We're gonna be over there tomorrow to hear you talking to Dr. Heavenly. Eleanor was more popular than her husband. She would travel around the country visiting and meeting the people she would meet more public. Yeah, oh yeah. People loved Eleanor, especially the Black folk. Sky Full of Elephants was a really good novel. What's that about? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we learned that in the movie. I forgot the name of it. Okay, yeah, tell me about that. I have not. I've heard of it though, DB, but I haven't read it. The Ladies in War with Mel. The Ladies in War with Mel. Tell us more about Amelia Earhart. I never said I knew anything about Amelia Earhart. Cajun, don't be coming in here trolling now. All I know is that lady tried to fly around the world and she disappeared and they never found her body. That's it. That's all. And I don't understand why it was a big mystery. Her fucking plane fell out the sky and she probably somewhere over the damn Atlantic. They act like it was such a mystery. Oh, is she living in the Caribbean? Why the fuck would she be doing that? Why would she just decided she was just gonna live in the Caribbean? Child. Now I'm not trolling. That was my girl. Now there used to be a show. There was a show on the History Channel that like did it. It was like a whole thing that tracked her plane and where it could have went down and how. I did watch that. That was years ago. That was years and years ago. Y'all send me these books. I can't be writing all these books down. Send me these books. Franklin Delano Roosevelt is the only president to serve 4 terms. He actually died during his 4th term, and he's the reason why they changed the Constitution. It's because of Franklin Delano Roosevelt that they changed the Constitution. It's a mystery because they never found the plane. It's at the bottom of the ocean. Speaking of history, I just finished watching The Bletchley Circle, San Francisco. Y'all telling me all this good stuff. Email me this stuff, y'all, for real. Email me these books and stuff because it's coming through too fast in the chat. They wanted Washington to be president for life. Yeah, they did, but that's why he only ran for 2 terms and that was what he said. And he really set the precedent. George Washington only running for 2 terms. It sort of set the precedent and that's why up until Roosevelt wasn't the first. Well, Franklin Roosevelt was not the first president to run for a 3rd term. He was just the only president. He was the first president successful. He wasn't the first president. Actually, his cousin did it. Teddy Roosevelt ran for a 3rd term. He just a 3rd term. He just wasn't successful. Bletchley Circle. Where'd that come? See, Cruz will be watching like the BBC. That probably came on the BBC or something. Can you form a listing in your community page if these books folks are recommending? Yeah, you know what, V. Carter, that's actually a good idea. I could put it on my community wall and then y'all can just put the books. That's actually a good idea. Thank you. Thank you. Was it true there was a black man that was president first before it became president as we know it? Yes. To the best of my knowledge, yes. There was so before the Constitution that we have now that the president is trampling all over, before the Constitution, the United States, right after the Revolutionary War, we won the Revolutionary War, there was something called the Articles of Confederation. Now, the Articles of Confederation was absolutely horrible. That's the reason why they had to come together and write the Constitution. But the Articles of Confederation, under the Articles of Confederation, there wasn't a president as we know it today that ran the whole country, but there was like a president that sort of presided over. It didn't really have, the president had no real power because under the Articles of Confederation, each state sort of ran as its own state. The different states had different money, different laws, different, you know what I mean? There was no consensus of we were one big country. Everybody sort of worked in their own silo. So there was a man who was believed to have been to have had African blood in him. He wasn't like, you know, a nigga. But he was, you know, believed to have been mixed. What was the man's name? I can't think of his name now, but yeah. Quan Mills, the next door and tax season. The next door and tax season. I don't know what you're saying, Mims. If my brain tripping today, I can't understand what people are saying. He wasn't passing, but yeah, I think he was more like a Candace. I think he was probably fell under there. Thank you, Miss Bay Thing, for gifting a membership. If you got that membership from Miss Bay Thing, make sure you thank her in the chat. Quan Mills, my grandmother stole my man and EBT card. I don't know what that means. Maybe my brain ain't working today because I don't know what that means, Mims. But thank you for the super chat, my love. I just don't know what that means. Is that the name of a book or something? I'm sorry, y'all. My brain must not be working today. I just think it must be me. Because that's like the third or fourth person that put something in the chat and I ain't understand it. Quan Mills is an urban author, very ghetto. But oh, see, that's why I don't know who that is. Sorry, I didn't know who that was. My bad. I didn't know who Quan Mills is. Sorry. He's recommending her books. Oh, okay. Oh, Mims got the membership. Oh, welcome, Mims. Okay. Now I do like some urban authors. My favorite is Donald Goines. I love Donald Goines. I've read all of his books. Yeah, I love Donald Goines. I like Iceberg Slim too. But if I had a choice between Iceberg Slim and Donald Goines is probably my favorite. Yeah, Emerald, Luke, that's kind of the direction we're going in. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Child, listen, y'all got me way off topic. Let me just go through some of this stuff and get off of here because I don't even care about having this stuff today, but let me go on and tell it. They say Karen Huger is not doing too well in jail. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody who thought that Karen Huger would go to jail and do well. Okay. So it said that she's not doing well, allegedly, down to the jailhouse. They said that also that she is in a lot of debt. Her and Ray they said they are drowning in legal debt. That is what they are saying. Wendy Williams, there was a protest today out in front of Wendy Williams' assisted living place. Her conservator said that Wendy refused to take the CT, the MRI, and the other cognitive tests that they wanted her to take to prove that she had her cognitive abilities were where they needed to be. She's saying that Wendy refused to take the test. Wendy said that's a lie. Wendy said it's a lie. Now, Marvin Sapp did say that he might have been a little too assertive. He acknowledged that maybe he was a little too assertive in his tone, which is what I said when we talked about it. I said his tone. Okay. So he said he may have been a little too assertive in his tone. However, he said he is getting death threats. Now, I do not condone, y'all, it's not that serious. It ain't that serious to be threatening this man's life. Okay. I'm sorry. It is not that serious to be threatening that man's life over some church offering that ain't none of y'all give to. Ain't none of y'all put $20 on that 40K, okay? Ain't none of y'all put $20 on that 40K. So why is y'all calling down to that man's church and threatening him and his staff? He said that they getting death threats down to the church. And I believe him because sometimes y'all just be doing too much. And when I say y'all, I ain't talking about y'all. But I'm saying y'all be doing too much. It is not that deep. First of all, that video was a year old. Second of all, them people wasn't mad, so I can't be more mad than they are. I cannot be more mad at them people than they are. Okay? They gave that man that $20 and they went on home. Or they didn't give him that $20 and they went on home. Okay? And he said them doors was not locked. People were free to come and go as they pleased. He said he also wants y'all to know that he did not get that 40K. He said, as a matter of fact, he don't even know how much they raised. He don't know if they raised 40K, 20K, or 100K. He said he hoped that they raised more than what they were asking for, but he don't know. Now, that part I do not believe. I do not believe that Marvin Sapp don't know how much money they raised before they got about that church that night. That I don't believe. Not, here go Mims. Now that I'm a member, I demand respect from Really. Moving right along. Let me tell you something. They count the offering at my church before we get up out of there. So I know they was counting that offering. But moving right along. Okay, we got this. We talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about that. I don't think I care about that. Yesterday was Trans Day of Visibility. T.S. Madison opened up her starter house. For those who do not know or do not follow T.S. Madison, T.S. Madison bought a new home last year. She renovated her new home, and she donated or she created a charity out of her old home, and she made it into a starter house. And that is a place for Black trans people to have a safe space that will provide gender affirming medical care, as well as mental health, as well as a place to stay for people who need that transition. So shout out to T.S. Madison, and yes, her partner Dominique Morgan. It was opened on yesterday, on the day of the trans visibility. And under this current administration, with everything that's going on, I mean, it is definitely needed, even more so than a year ago when she first had this brainchild. So shout out to T.S. Madison and all her partnerships. And I just pray that it is a safe haven for Black trans people. Listen, let me say this to y'all. You don't have to like or agree with the trans community. That's not my business. But like I tell you before, all people ask for is just respect. You don't have to agree with how somebody is living their life. You don't have to think it's right or it's wrong. But just like I said, it wasn't right for them people to be calling down to Marvin Sapp's church and threatening death because he was asking them people for that money. You could just keep your opinions to yourself. Booker's finally finished. Shout out to him. Thank you, Quake, for keeping us updated, boo. Thank you so much. Right. And for a lot of trans people, a lot of them end up getting put out of their homes. It is hard for them, especially nowadays. You have a lot more trans people who can pass. And what I mean, when I say pass, that's not who are not clockable. That's the word I'm looking for. Because I don't want to say pass, but who are not clockable. But that wasn't always the case. So a lot of trans people ended up having to do things like sex work or illegal things because they could not get work. It's a lot easier now, although it's still very hard. Let me be clear. But so it's a lot of people. Laverne Cox says she can't even travel outside of the country now because her passport says female. Yeah, they're taking that option away. Like, it's not even an option anymore. I saw where Adore Delano, she was on RuPaul's Drag Race. She is now trans, and she put her paperwork in. Her name is now legally Adore Delano. However, she said that she went to the passport office, and she said they told her you 2 months too late. It's not even an option anymore. So whatever you were born as is what's on your passport. But for people, so I don't understand why she can't travel if her passport says female. I don't understand. If her passport says female, her name is Laverne. I don't understand why she can't travel. But I would understand why people who didn't get their passports changed before now, because now they can't change it. Okay. I'm not clear on that one. I'm gonna have to read up on that when I get off of here, because I don't understand why she can't travel. Her face matches her passport, matches her gender, matches her name. So they can no longer change their documents. No. That's a Trump thing. That is new under Trump. That's new under Trump. So if you didn't get it done, yeah, can you please ask her for clarification? Because I just don't understand. Her legal documents may not match anymore original birth certificate. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't need to. if she already has a passport that already has female, and she's already legally changed her name to Laverne Cox, and all of her ID says Laverne Cox, it says female, I don't understand why that's stopping her from traveling. That's the part. But again, that could be a Trump thing. Like, that could be some Trump shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I do know I was listening to somebody. It was another trans person that it wasn't Laverne Cox, though. It was somebody else. It might have been Laverne Cox, but I think it was somebody else. Another trans person that said they can't travel. It might have been Laverne Cox. It was somebody else that was saying that. No, it was not Laverne Cox. Who was it? Oh, it was Adore Delano. Duh. It was the same video. It was Adore Delano. She said that she had a film to, she had a movie she had to film in Europe. And she was saying that she's got to travel and she doesn't know if she's going to be able to get out of the country now because her passport doesn't match. So she was able to get her name legally changed on her driver's license and everything, but they won't change it on her passport. So I'm wondering if Laverne Cox didn't get her stuff changed. Like, I don't know about Laverne Cox, but it was Adore Delano that was saying she doesn't know if she's going to be able to get out of the country, to be able to travel with her passport. But yeah, so shout out to T.S. Madison on that. This whole situation with Young Scooter down in Atlanta, child, we're going to come back to that. Because first of all, I don't even know who Young Scooter is. I mean, I'm sorry that he died. Rest in peace. But the best that I can come up with, the best that I've been able to come up with this whole Young Scooter thing is that the police is saying that he was running from the police. He hurt his leg and he died from his injuries. Now they're trying to say that he did get shot. When I say they, I mean the streets. I ain't talking about the police. I'm talking about the streets are saying that they believe that the police killed him. They shot and killed him. And so now they want to get the report back from the coroner. Now, I don't know who Young Scooter is. Y'all know I don't know who these people are. I'm too old, and I don't know all of the young Uchi, Louie, Booey, Doo-Doo-Doo-Dees. I don't know these people. But it was all over the blog, so I thought I'd bring it to y'all. But, baby, it sounded like he was running from the police and he hurt his leg and died. Okay. Now, how he hurt his leg and died, I don't know. But he could have, they said that, they said he hurt his leg when he jumped over. Young Thug said that he was pow, and then Future, came along with it. But what the police is saying is that he hurt his leg as he was jumping the fence. So, okay, let me rewind. Somebody called 911 and said that there was a girl getting beat up at this place. They showed up at the place and they said 2 black men ran out the house. One of them black men was Young Scooter. They said Young Scooter jumped the fence, hurt his leg, and later died from his injuries. Now, somebody might say, how in the hell do you die from a leg injury? Well, if you cut your leg in the wrong place, you can bleed out, especially if you don't get the proper care fast enough. Okay, so it could happen. Yeah, it was a birthday party for him that night. Yeah, they were having a birthday party for him that night. So listen, it could happen, but I do want to hear what the coroner report says. Because I do need a little more. I need a little more information. I do need a little more information. I do need a little more. And that don't mean I'm with Young Thug on this. That just means I need a little more information. Okay. Now, Diddy got some good news and then he got some bad news. So the good news that Diddy got was the case, one of them cases where the lady filed anonymously was thrown out. The judge said that she had to reveal herself. And the person chose, I'm saying a woman, maybe it wasn't a woman, it could have been a man. I don't remember. It's been so many Diddy lawsuits, child, I don't remember. But the judge said that the case could not go forward with an anonymous name, that the person had to reveal themselves. The person did not disclose their real name by the deadline, so the judge threw the case out. So another Diddy case has been thrown out. However, there was another lawsuit filed today. Now, I saw that Mims did a full breakdown of that case. Can one of y'all drop Mims' link in the chat for me, please, for that video he did earlier today? But it just sounds like, listen, I'm gonna be honest, it sounds like bull hockey to me. Now the person said that Beyonce, J-Lo, and LeBron James witnessed the situation. But can I say y'all something? Can I tell y'all something? Those names were not new to me. Now, I ain't saying that I'm not saying that this case is legit or not. Thank you, Xavier. That's the link. So y'all can hear the full breakdown that Mims gives about the case. I didn't already know anything, but I did hear those names before as it relates to Diddy. I did hear those names. So I ain't saying that make it legit. I'm just saying those names are not new to me. That's all I'm saying. But but y'all go check Mims' video out so y'all can get the full breakdown, and we'll talk about it. I'm sure we'll talk about it though. It's improbable that Jay-Z was there. He was at a speaking engagement for Tidal on that day. See, there we go. Right. It would be foolish to think that those people weren't around. So, right. First of all, J-Lo dated Diddy. I just feel like if we believe that Diddy was involved in some mess, then I guess we would have to believe that J-Lo might have seen some things. That's all I'm saying. Sierra was married to Shooter. Sierra who? Is that Sierra's ex-husband? Sierra Glam Shot from Love and Marriage? I mean, from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Is that her ex-husband, the guy she was messing with when she first came on the show? What? Okay, no. Okay. Do y'all think, hold on. Do y'all think, dang it, the scooter. Do y'all think when he goes to prison, i.e., he order release that episode based on that club incident again? You mean when he's convicted? Because he already in jail. Oh, you did? Mims said, I met Miss I dated Roger Bob this weekend too. Yep, Mims was in them Atlanta streets this weekend, honey. Mims always meeting somebody. Damn it. I don't know why. Mims always, I got to hang out with Mims and meet me some people. He always meeting some damn body. Mims be VIP in it. I'm too poor to hang out with Mims, child. I'm too poor. All right, y'all. I think that was it. Last but not least, Dr. Heavenly did drop a receipt. Remember on the reunion last night, and we talked about it on the reunion Sunday night, and we talked about it where Dr. Damon confronted Dr. Gregory and said that Dr. Gregory stopped seeing his patients as a result of what Dr. Heavenly did. And Dr. Gregory came up with all these stories about why he stopped taking his patients and said it wasn't because of Dr. Heavenly. And I told y'all when I did the review that I didn't believe him, that I did believe that he stopped seeing child, I be so scared. Now I get these emails. I be so scared to open them. Like, is this a scam? Is this real? Child. So Dr. Heavenly dropped the receipts. Okay. Dr. Heavenly dropped the receipts. I'll read y'all what it says. I did download it, but I forgot to upload it into StreamYard. So I'm gonna read y'all what it says. But you can see at the top, Dr. Greg Lunsford. Dr. Greg Lunsford. They even got his picture up there, child. So these are allegedly the receipts, and I'm gonna read y'all what it says. It says, I just saw your wife's post. It was very bizarre and malicious at the same time. I'm not going to be seeing any more of your patients going forward. Now, I'm not saying that Dr. Heavenly lying. I'm not even saying that this didn't really come from Dr. Gregory. What I am going to say is, for somebody who's a doctor, he spelled patience wrong. So allegedly, Dr. Damon responded and said, I don't know anything about a post, but that's your decision. And then Dr. Gregory sent a link over of a blog talking about what Dr. Heavenly said about him. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Not Allura made that receipt for her in Canva. So you said, what does that receipt prove? It proves that Dr. Gregory lied when he said that that's not why he stopped seeing the patients. He said he didn't stop seeing the patients. But again, I do have to question that he spelled patience wrong. But okay. Because he spelled patience as in I lost my patience instead of I'm going to stop seeing your patience moving forward. Because that would be plural, wouldn't it? Patience. Maybe he was in a rush. Maybe he's in a rush. You know, couldn't spell it. He was mad. He was. Maybe it was autocorrect. Did autocorrect do that? So, yeah, Cajun. Patience versus patient. It could have been autocorrect. It could have been. Listen, autocorrect be changing stuff all the time. But anyway, so again, as somebody who thought Gregory was lying anyway, it ain't really proved nothing to me. I mean, I thought he was lying anyway when he said that that's not what happened. Again, Dr. Damon is a lot of things. But I don't think he lied about that. Coleman man said, I'm sure he writes patient all the time in his reports. Greg is the same man who fell to the floor pretending to foam at the mouth. Right. Right. Anyway, child. All right, y'all, let me get off of here. Let me go watch this first part of this reunion of the Real Housewives, child. Let me see what these housewives is talking about. I'm going to talk to y'all later. Again, congratulations to Cory Booker. I hope he's somewhere having a good meal, and I hope he's going to get a good night's sleep, child. Don't call that man for 24 hours, okay? Do I have time to drop the link? What for what, ma'am? What's up? Drop the link for you or drop the link to like open up the panel? I mean, if you wanted to come up, sure. Hold on. You're welcome, boo. You said Mims don't want nothing. He can come up for a few minutes. That's my boo. Come on, Mims. Watch you come up here with some crazy ass name and picture. You were supposed to be quiet on your best behavior. I don't think you know how to do that. Do you know how to even do that, Cajun? I don't think you know how to be quiet on your best behavior. Look, what I tell y'all. Yes, sir. What's up? You're on mute. If you talking, I can't hear you. You're on mute.
What are my membership perks?
Child. Your membership perks are that I don't cuss you out.
Well, shit, that's not happened yet. This is not a day we talk that you don't.
Well, you just became a member, so you gotta give me time.
So I do have perks, right?
Yes, what perks would you like, Mims?
Respect.
I respect you. What you talking about? I loved you, Mims. I loved you.
So can you tell me why people hate Heavenly?
You got to be more specific when you say why do people hate? Like, I don't hate Heavenly. Am I the spokesperson for Heavenly?
I don't know, but I posted a
I used to
picture.
love Heavenly, but I really do still feel some kind of way about the comments she made about gay men. I really do. And the reason why I say I still feel some way about it is because I thought her apology was bullshit. And she says stuff like that all the time. So I think that's just really truly how she feels. And I didn't like it. Now, is that something that I'm going to be like, start a I hate Heavenly campaign? No. But I really don't like that. But I can't speak for everybody. I can't speak for why people like I can't make a general statement on why people don't like Heavenly, but that's
It
for
was
me.
the reaction was visceral.
What do you mean?
I posted a picture of Heavenly and they like tore her up.
Okay,
Like,
well. Okay. I mean,
I
I
don't
don't
really
know.
technically have a problem with the Heavenly per se. I mean, I didn't know that it was that bad. They called her everything but a child of God.
Well, first of all, I think people are getting tired of her antics as far as the I'ma say it and take it back. I think over the years she's gotten more and more blatant, and I think people are just tired of it. So I think that's part of it. Um, but I mean, overall, I mean, up until 3 weeks ago, I liked Heavenly.
Mm.
But
Um,
when I say liked her, like I'm not saying it like, if I saw her on the street, I cuss. It ain't that deep. But I can't be more mad. Like if gay men ain't mad, I can't be more mad than they are. But I just didn't like it. But I feel like a lot of gay men gave her a pass. So, but a lot didn't. A lot didn't. If I'm being honest, a lot
the
didn't.
people, yeah, the people in my comment section were women who hate her, and a lot of it had they kept making comments about like Phaedra and stuff, and I'm like, I can understand the comments about gay people, but the Phaedra stuff is kind of like, I feel like how quickly we forget who and what Phaedra has been. You know what I mean? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
would have think that Phaedra was like saintly.
Child, I don't know why. Now that part, I don't know. I don't know why they because Faith child. Because
I
now
feel like Heavenly does
I
put
would
her
take
foot in her
Heavenly over
mouth.
Phaedra. I
I
would
don't
take Heavenly.
I don't think Phaedra. I think Heavenly and Phaedra both don't care as long as the money is coming in. But I just like after what Phaedra did to Candy, even if it wasn't Candy, it's like that kind of allegation can stick with somebody if it had really worked and hadn't been debunked in real time. Especially since Candy is affiliated with Tiny and Ti. So for people to forget that Phaedra is an attorney and did that and never came up with the plausible excuse, it's kind of like letting somebody come back to Bravo the same way they let it's like Portia never having to really atone for what she did with somebody else's husband. Phaedra was able to come back with no atonement. So I
I
just I
agree.
I don't understand it.
I don't like when it, like I said, when it comes to between Phaedra and Heavenly, like, yeah, I didn't understand. I didn't know people were coming at Heavenly over Phaedra, like Phaedra, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that, but yeah.
I get it. I'm not Heavenly spokesperson at all. I think she's funny on the show. She was pleasant to be around for dinner or whatever. And I think Heavenly gets it. I think Heavenly is going to do whatever to put everybody else's business out so she don't have to put her own business out like
Oh,
Giselle.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I've been saying that. I've been saying that. That's why she does that. That's why she keeps that's why she does that. So that as long as she's keeping mess stirred up, people ain't paying attention to the fact that she ain't giving her real life. And every year she gets away with that shit, season after season.
I really think that people do not like the cast, to be honest with you. I think it's like as a whole. Um they don't like Dr. Jackie. They don't like Heavenly. I think some people still like Toya, but
I think Toya gained some fans this season because of her coming off with the whole everybody be, everybody need to be accountable, everybody this, everybody that. I think honestly, I don't like the word reboot. I think it's being overused, but I think Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie need to be demoted to friends of. I don't think they need to be fired, but I do think they need to be demoted. They're not giving us anything. And they're basically just there. Like Simone, she turned it up at the reunion, but again, I think she turned it up at the reunion to save her job. Dr. Jackie ain't giving us nothing, and she ain't gonna give us nothing. She ain't gonna give us nothing more than what she giving us. You know what I mean? Like the last time Dr. Jackie earned her paycheck was when Buffy was on the show. Whether people like Buffy or not, Buffy made Jackie earn her paycheck that season. And honestly, I think that's where it is. Like,
yeah, no, I agree with you. I definitely feel like Jackie and Simone don't need to be first seat anymore at the reunion. And I feel like at a certain point, you will live long enough to become a hero. Will live long enough to become a villain.
true.
So I think Dr.
True.
Jackie was respected the first few seasons, and then Mariah fans hated her when she didn't forgive Mariah for saying she'll never understand because she didn't have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But Heavenly was fine with being the villain and is still fine with it as long as they cut the
Oh yeah,
check.
she's fine with being the villain. I don't think Heavenly has an issue with being the villain at all.
I think Toya believes her own hype.
Child, Toy need to go somewhere.
Heavenly's daughter had her own Birkin, and there was no case, no nothing, no fanfare. It was just her purse.
Right.
So, Toya's not my. I used to like Simone. Actually, the last time I liked Simone was when she said to Toya, "With your broke ass."
and
That was
you
like
know,
the last. That was the
yes.
last time.
All right. And you have to remember, I'm not an original I'm not an original um Married to Medicine fan. Like I just started watching Married to Medicine like maybe 5 seasons ago. Like I watched the first season and then I kind of just watched reviews of like some of the other seasons because I didn't watch it from the beginning. So some of that stuff that happened, I wasn't there for. I don't know everything that happened. So
Mm. I did meet Dr. Mimi and her husband.
okay.
But I was more intrigued with Audra.
I like Audra.
I went and sat next to Audra just to find out what it was really like with that Toya situation. And it was just as simple as she was an attorney who does real estate. She did the numbers, and Toya was embarrassed.
But here's the thing. Buffy did the exact same video. And again, I know everybody don't like Buffy, but Buffy did the exact same video when Toya first said it. And then it was funny because then Buffy sort of doubled back on it and was like, leave that girl alone, leave Toya alone. So I'm wondering if maybe her and Toya are cool now. Because she was like, just leave Toya alone. If that's what she want to do, child, it's her house. But she did the same thing. She did a video basically saying the same thing. Like, ain't no way in the world Toya making money off of that house. Like, she ain't had it long enough. Like it's just not believable. If you know real estate and you understand the laws about real estate, like she's not making any money. But then for
Yeah.
her to turn around and do the exact same thing, I mean, listen, if you like it, I love it. Y'all must like living that way. Some people are just like that. Like I have friends they're not moving because they can't afford the house. But I have friends that literally just, and they have money. They buy nice houses. They buy $1 million houses, and they stay long enough for it to appreciate, and they sell it and move to the next place. But with them, a lot of times they're moving to another city too. Like they're moving. But
I do find it interesting that we give Toya a hard time for that, but nobody said anything about Dr. DeBro and his wife, who've never stayed in the same house, who will build a house for 5-6 years, live in it for 1 or 2 and sell it.
I don't know who that is.
So Dr. DeBro is the dude who used to do like Extreme Makeover, and now he does Botched, and his wife is on Orange County. They built like a $30 million
Okay.
house and stayed in it. I mean, it took like 4 years. Basically, the whole time they were on the show, they were in a rental. Then they stayed in it for like 2 years and then sold it. But they sold it for like 50. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can sell it for profit, that's one thing. But if you ain't selling it for profit,
what are you doing?
and I don't think Toya really, I don't believe that, because see, that's the line Toya was trying to say, that they got a offer they couldn't refuse and they were making all this money, and people were like, that's a lie. Like everybody in it was like, girl, you lying. Like you're not making any money off of that house. You're lying. So
And then I didn't Heavenly put it out there that they had actually took out like a high interest loan just to finish the pool.
yeah, like they said that allegedly Toya took out a loan just so they could finish the pool. That's what was said.
Yeah,
And that
and
loan
now
was
you gotta.
separate from their mortgage. It was like a separate loan from their mortgage.
I don't know. I mean, Toya is not like my cup of tea. I usually like people with a little bit more like keen business sense. Anytime people are fighting and you say, "Come, stand in my 2-story closet," you'll feel better. I don't even know how to process that.
Child.
Do you remember when Buffy was going crazy
Right.
and Toya said, "Well, just come stand in my closet"?
Child. Because again, that's that nouveau riche stuff. Like that's that, you know what I mean? I got a little bit of money and I saw this on some Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous video and decided I wanted it. So I got this 2-story closet. Like, girl, why? And then it was so funny because Dr. Heavenly literally just built an addition to her house and had a 2-story closet. It was like, girl, I'm sitting on acres. Like Dr. Heavenly and her husband own the house they own the 2 plots next, like on either side of them. Like they have all of that land. All of that belongs to them. You know what I mean? And it's like, but they've been in their house for like 13 years. You know, it's like,
I think they own their house too.
yeah, they probably do. But again, I guess it's all about what's important to you. You know what I mean? It's all about how you choose to live and what's important to you. So, but
Yeah, I mean, Toya is the definitive what you expect from a doctor's wife who doesn't work. She likes to
well,
let us know that her lifestyle is what's important to her. So,
exactly. And
anyway.
at this point, I mean, if I'm being honest, at this point, Toya makes good money on her own. I mean, I ain't saying she rich, and I'm not saying the money gonna last, because we know that the minute that show is over, whatever money she making is gonna dry up. But she does make her own money at this point. Now, in the beginning, not so much, but she does make her own money at this point. So,
Well, I mean, I think the cautionary tale should be Nene, right? When Nene was on that show, she was making millions a season. When she left the show, she sold her $1 million house and bought a penthouse, and then she had to downsize from that as well. So I
but
think
I
that
also
people
think
need
that,
to really understand that after taxes, after management, after everything, and then the show is over, what do you have?
but also too, in Nene's case, 100% yes. But also in Nene's case, Nene actually had opportunities that I think between her attitude and her reputation got squandered. Because Nene was making money. She was on Broadway. She was this, she was that. Like she had built up, she was dealing with Ryan Murphy. Like, but she burned a lot of those bridges and a lot of those opportunities dried up. But you're absolutely correct. when it comes to housewives, you're only as popular as long as you're on the show, unless you build something legitimate
Like
that has a
Bethany.
foundation to it, right? Like Bethany, Dr. Nicole from Real Housewives of Miami, she was on The View last week. She's a co-owner of some beauty brand, and she was on The View last week selling her product. Like, that's how
Well,
you,
she don't ever really have to work. She don't
she
ever
really
really.
don't.
Their house was
She
their
doesn't.
house was like what,
She
50
doesn't.
million or something.
They bought an island. Like, they literally, they're good. But I'm just saying, like, when I saw her, I was like, look at Dr. Nicole, but when you have to build something that, like, nobody cares about beauty brands, nobody wants a wig line, like, all of that shit is gone the minute you're not on the show. Build something that has some serious foundation to it that can last outside of people coming on TV every week, because you're only as good to people as long as you're coming on television. The rumors about, Karen Huger and her financial issues, why? Because she was only making money as long as she was on that show.
Oh yeah, definitely. Ray gonna go to Florida.
Yeah.
If he was smart, he already packed up that $10,000 a month house and headed to Florida.
Yeah,
And
because
let Karen film in a studio apartment like
because
Stacey.
I'm almost certain I know where that source came from that told people that information. And if it came from where I think it came from, it is a legitimate source. If it came, and I'm almost certain I know where it came from. And if it came from where it came from, it's legit. So what's being said about Karen having a hard time, Karen having panic attacks, and I agree. I think some of it is withdrawal. I think because they took her immediately into custody. So that means, and you ain't gonna tell me that Karen ass won't drinking. So some of that is withdrawal, all of that. And so, and understand, jail. Karen didn't go to prison; she went to jail because she had less. She went to jail. So, she ain't getting, all that VIP. She's in jail. Now, I think she thought she was going to get it, but she ain't getting all of that she thought she was going to get, At least that's my opinion. I don't know it to be a fact, y'all. That's all my opinion. But yeah, when it comes to these reality shows, all of the reality shows, but certainly the Housewives, you got to find something different. Again, as much as I can't stand Bethany Frankel, she has built an empire that wasn't contingent on her coming on television every week.
What really bothers me about Karen and like the pretentious character that she plays, it's a rented house. Y'all had to do your house. You had to sell your house with the white appliances on a short sale. Nobody ever wants to sell their home in a short sale because you're losing basically all of the equity in the home.
Mm-hmm.
That is like a quick way to liquidate the asset so you can pay something off. So they came into it in financial issues, and it's just like the high and mighty thing, and you're not actually in Potomac and stuff like that. It makes my skin crawl because people who have money really don't talk about it the way that she does.
Of course they don't. Exactly. That's why, like, I got my house at a short sale. So trust me, I know. And I know what I stepped into when I bought my house. I know what the other people lost, and I know what I gained. Okay.
Exactly.
I know exactly. Let me say this, and I know a lot of people don't. I know people don't like Giselle, but I've said this from the beginning. For people who know this area, I've been telling y'all from the beginning. I know Giselle got clowned for that house and whatever. But where that house is, the land value of that house, and even with Giselle's tacky taste, the work that she put
Very,
into that
very,
house,
very, very tacky
yeah,
taste. I don't know anybody with the Versace, with that particular Versace sheet set.
child. But with but in that neighborhood where she bought that house for like $1 million and some change. I promise you, with the renovation she's done, with the additions and all of that, she's tripled the price of that house. If she sold it today, she could probably sell it for 3 times that because of literally where it is. And I
Because
know
somebody would
again,
just tear it down and the land
huh?
is worth it. Because somebody could tear it down and the land is worth it.
No, I think they would, I mean, whatever they decide to do. But I'm just saying, it was when people were like, oh my gosh, she bought that house, da, 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 da. I'm like, it's the real estate, it's where it is. That house is in one of the richest areas in that county in Maryland. Again, the fact that the way that property looked when she bought it, it was still $1 million property, should tell people where she bought it. You know what I'm saying? And when people were like, oh my gosh, I'm like, y'all don't even understand. where she is, where that house is. And it's not in Potomac, but I bet you, but it's hers.
Well, no, I mean, definitely because she was smart and frugal with her money, she probably makes the most on the cast. And she doesn't, put any money into like her wardrobe or hair or any of the other extra things that everybody else does. She probably is sitting on some money.
You so shady and with a straight face. Anyway.
Was that shady?
Yes, it was shady as fuck.
Well, do you feel like she put the money on wardrobe, hair, other?
I think the difference is what Giselle wears is hers, tacky as it might be. The rest of them people is renting that shit.
Yeah,
I mean, all that shit that with the labels and stuff. Well, no, I'll take that back. That tacky shit that Ashley be wearing, that's hers too. I take that back.
Yeah, I don't know.
But you're absolutely correct. Giselle probably does make the most money. One, because of how long she's been on the show, but also y'all know how much
She's the
Bravo
face
loves
of the
her.
show. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's the face of that show.
and we know she's done a season of Ultimate Girls Trip. She had the Bravo chat room during the Panorama, and now she's on this new Heartbreak Hotel, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, I mean, Giselle definitely makes money. She definitely makes her coins. And I mean, up until last year, she was still getting her child support. So you know what I'm saying? Right. She's in Bethesda. And you know what that is, Corey. You one of my DC people. You know what Bethesda gives.
I mean, where's Bethesda? You have to tell me. Is it like right outside of DC? Proper?
Yeah. It's if you go straight up like yeah. Yeah. It's past Silver Spring. You've been to Silver Spring, right?
Is that by the casino?
No, it's on the total
No.
opposite. It's going in the total opposite direction of the casino. Actually, if you went to the casino down in did you ever go to Arundel Mills? Because the
only casino I went to was with you.
Oh, okay. So no, it's on the other side. It's way on the other side.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like
Where's Great Falls?
Great Falls is like down past, like it's in Loudoun County. So it's it's past it's down there by where's that I go? That has the outlet. It's an outlet. It's where because
It's by the outlets. Karen was living by the outlets.
No, it was still it's an expensive area. Damn it, y'all
Oh.
tell me. Great Falls is right there by Loudoun County, right by damn, it's escaping me, but it's down there. No, trust me, that's down there where a lot of Redskin players and stuff live down there because that's where the practice facility is down that way. So a lot of Redskins players and stuff live down there.
Karen's rental back then, the crazy part is Karen was paying the same price for that rental that she was for the one in Potomac. Yeah, I think it was like $10,000 a month to rent in Great Falls, but they said it was like an hour outside of the town or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Great Falls is more than an hour out of DC. Yeah, it's a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, if you're driving to Great Falls from DC, yeah, it's a minute. It's yeah. Because I'm trying to think what is it? Well, go ahead. What you gonna say?
So I met Roger Bob too. Acted just like she acted on the show. That's just her natural voice.
I don't know. I don't know who that is, but okay.
Gaucher.
Oh, okay.
Remember the one who said I dated Roger Bob too?
I don't know who that is, but okay.
You don't remember Puerto Rico where Nene and Claudia got into it at Demetrius?
I didn't watch. I skipped a few seasons of Atlanta. I skipped the Claudia years. I didn't watch any of the Claudia seasons. So I saw the clip. I've seen that clip, but I don't. Yeah.
That was a good season.
From LA Hair, Gaucher. I know who Gaucher is though.
She like owns restaurants now.
Yeah, Gaucher, and she's gay now. Like,
yes, I did meet her. Her wife.
Yeah.
Very nice people. She was kind of like quiet and reserved, And then she asked me something about Apollo, and I was like, oh, something about why did Apollo's new wife leave him? And I was like, because he cheated
Because he
and
cheated. She
and
said
because
he
he
was
was
physical.
physical.
Yeah, she said he was
And she just
physically.
kind of said, okay. And then I said, oh, and he's broke. And she said, oh, F no. That's where I draw the line.
Oh, damn. So cheating on you and broke is okay, but I mean cheating on you and hitting you is okay, but broke, that's too much. That's a road too far. Well, some people feel that way. Which can you do? Some people feel that way. You know?
Yeah, that was the liveliest I had seen her all night. So anyway. But okay, I just called to be messy. So
And I need
enjoy
y'all to
your
know
night.
this is so what y'all just got was a glimpse into how me and Mim's on the phone because this is literally how our conversations go. So anyway. Anyway. All right, babe. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, y'all about to get out of here and go watch these housewives and see what this first part of the reunion is giving for Beverly Hills. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.